watch your head, and when I say break, take a step back. Most importantly, defend yourself at all times.
Well, there is a steely look in the eye of Bohdan Myronets here. Nathan Gorman, his first outing since that defeat against Fabio Wardley, his second challenge for that British title. And he's come in 23 pounds heavier than he's ever been. And Myronets feels over 8 rounds after his performance against Cash Ali in Edinburgh that he's got a real chance here. Left hook there from Myronets, who'll look to just take a look at Gorman, box off the back foot, use his technique and just try and see out maybe a storm and then come on strong, Barry.
Yeah, well, I think so, but you've got to start slowing the movement down early here from Myronets. So if Myronets gets some good rhythm to his work, liked it on his feet, obviously liked it in weight, then he's going to be a hard man to stop. So Gorman, well, he's got the energy carrying that weight round, got to make that weight tell and make it tell now.
Yeah, we know all about Gorman's quality and his power as well, and of course he will carry that threat, but I know 1 or 2 experienced observers who just think that the shock might be on here, George.
Well, yeah, Gorman, he's so much heavier than he's fought before, and that's going to be tough for him as his rounds go on. If Myronet can make it difficult for him, just make it a little bit uncomfortable. He started really sharp in his first round, Myronet. He's given away a lot of weight, so his punches aren't going to have the same effect as Gorman's are, but if he makes him work, and maybe even if he starts targeting the body here in the early rounds, it might pay dividend as the fight goes on.
Right hand there from Myronets. Of course, this is Ukrainian against a member of the Fury family. Tyson Fury's cousin here, Nathan Gorman. Slight hors d'oeuvre for what's to come in February.
Because he's light on his feet here, Myronets, Gorman's got to try and time him coming in. As he jumps in with his attacks, he's been a little bit on his toes. You've got to try to get that timing right, just a solid jab, sort of stick it out there and move the back, don't move the front foot, but step back with the back foot, sort of sit down a little bit, let him walk onto the shot.
So it's a good start from Myronets, but we know about the power that Gorman carries. 13 knockouts on his record, of course. He can be very, very dangerous, as we've seen here on Channel 5. We saw Myronets, though, dominate Cash Ali. We know he is capable of getting the job done.
Clumsy there, wasn't he, Gorman, with that right hand?
Yeah, well, Gorman, the slower feet at the moment. Myronet a bit sharp on his toes, so Gorman's trying to time him on the way in. Where we're still in the first round, neither fighter has quite settled into their rhythm yet. Myronet's having a good first round for me.
He is, and all you've got to do is pick up a couple of early rounds, and that might just put a panic there on Gorman. So Gorman's got to be a little bit more assertive here.
Right hand there from Myronets. That's the point, isn't it? Over 8. With that comes danger, you feel, for Nathan Gorman if he doesn't get the job done early. Good right hand there from Gorman to finish off this opening round. Nathan Clark with Nathan Gorman. What will that message be? What would your message be here, Barry?
Well, he finished a lovely combination there, nice little 2-punch combination there, but just to try and just be a little bit more of a physical presence and just try and walk down Myronets. He's not with Myronets to walk onto him, he's not timing it quite well, so try and put a bit more pressure on Myronets, try and walk him to the corner against the rope.
Yeah, I agree with Barry. I think minding to pick up his activity now. He's got the first round under his belt. He's starting to warm into the contest. He's going to have to let his hands go a little bit more, just as he did there at the end of the round, for a bit more spite and venom on them shots.
Nathan Gorman was going to come back on December the 16th, and Lee McGregor got injured, so sort of came back a little earlier than had been predicted. He's had a couple of niggling injuries to deal with as well, which is why he's been out for 370 days. So understandable that it might take him a while to find his rhythm.
Yeah, this round a little bit better here, Gorman. Just finding the range, but George made a point earlier on about, well, you should be getting that range and finding that range in sparring. So, the ring rust argument is maybe sort of void.
I asked Myronets whether he had a significant amateur career. He started late. He was a kickboxer initially. Started at the age of 19, and he said, I didn't have many amateurs, just 65 or so. And you think, there's the Ukraine for you. I mean, it's not Lomachenko, but it's still plenty.
Yes, and that's again,
for a late starter as well.
To garnish experience, it sure is. And again, here, using the ring well, that jab was going. It's not a heavy shot, it's a scoring punch.
A left hook there, Myronets. Gorman wasn't happy at all with that. Felt he was holding and hitting.
Struggling with the speed up here, isn't he, Gorman?
Yeah, but he's continued these sort of sharp feet, and he's just happy to drop back a fraction and come again. Myronet.
Yeah, just trying to put those trunks right there. Sparing the blushes. Good work from Darren Sargentson. It's better from Gorman.
Yeah, it's better punching off the punches there to Myronet.
As I said, there were one or two wise people suggesting this could be an awkward night for Gorman, and still early on, I know, and he's still favourite here. He still possesses all that power, but so far that's proving to be true.
But that's a better response there from Gorman. He's pulling the trigger a little bit quicker. That's all it is. That's the difference.
Myronets is standing in front of Gorman at times here. Certainly making himself a target.
Well, Gorman's happy to encourage the action, to sort of try and bring Myronet on. Wants him to punch and then wants to counter with him, either punch with him or directly straight after, like a catch and fire.
Still tentative from Gorman, a right to the body there from Myronets as we reach the end of round 2. There's Igor Mesmer. Igor tuned in the Myronets corner. Igor Mesmer, the trainer, has been his translator all week, and he certainly talks his fighter up. He said against Cash Ali, we saw nothing like Myronets at his best.
He's shown here that he has good skills, Myronets. He has the understanding of keeping it long as well. He's not getting too close before he lets his punches go. He's making Gorman work to reach the target. I think Gorman, he is having success when he is countering, but it's not frequent enough. The gaps are too big in between Gorman's assaults, so I think he carries on in that vein. He might find himself in round 5 with a lot of work to do.
Gorman's boxed 4 occasions since that defeat by Daniel Dubois. Of course, he had the horrible build-up to that night. He had plenty of excuses that night, to be fair to him, back in July 2019. One of those, the defeat by Wardley, and wins against Richard Larty, Thomas Salek, Pavel Sauer. Gorman really wants to kick on and challenge again for that British title and win it. Just feel he's got to put his foot on the gas, and this is a fight he definitely has to win.
Oh, this is an absolute nightmare if he doesn't get the result here tonight. But it always seemed on paper it was it could have been a real tricky night for him.
So far, any fire from Gorman is being met with fire from Myronets. Good right hand there from him.
Yeah, great right hand there from Myronet, and he's landed a right straight back to the body a few times now. They picked up it in the last round. It's a shot that could pay dividend for him if he can start racking them up.
And he doesn't look like the heaviest of hitters, but he looks like a clean puncher, doesn't he? He extends the shot fully, so he gets full leverage into the shot. He doesn't quite push off the back leg to get the weight.
Gorman is trying to use that weight, trying to lean in on Myronets, trying to tire him out.
He's a double jab his way in here, Gorman. The first one just puts Myronets in a defensive position. The second one hits the target, then you can punch right through with the right hand, and you get the weight
Looping left hook there from Gorman, and Myronets certainly felt that. And there is weight in these punches, weight that Myronets won't have felt before. Right hand there from Gorman.
The right hand you were talking about, George.
Well, where Gorman's having success is almost where Myronet is sort of falling over that front foot, leaving his head in range to get caught with a counter, because Gorman's feet are just, they're really slow. He doesn't really want to work. The double jab would work for him, but he doesn't want to step in. But when they engage and they come together, because he's got the weight, he's coming off better. Like with that exchange there, he lands the left hook, and it's the more eye-catching shot.
30 seconds to go in round 3. That left hook was Gorman's best punch of the fight. Needs something a bit more sustained. Excellent uppercut there from Myronets.
Clever from Myronets. He was turning around the target as well, so it was hard with him. He had very hard for Gorman to counteract that shot.
Landing a big right hand there, Myronets, and Gorman trying to respond. Myronets is confident here. Playing with Gorman at the end of that third round. He's breathing very, very heavy there, but I have to say, so far, this is going the way of Bohdan Myronets. Still low Barry with 5 rounds to go.
It is, and I guess maybe Gorman's just realising, maybe I thought he should start quicker and a little bit faster, but maybe he's thinking, let me use my physical weight. He'll tire himself out by being too busy too early, and I'll push on as the rounds go off. I still think for me, he needs to be a bit more of a physical presence.
It's a dangerous equation over 8 rounds, that, George. It's a dangerous game to play if that is the game.
No, it is. I got Myronet ahead now, 2-1. So yeah, if he drops any more rounds and the judges see it the same, then he could be in trouble. He could be in the need of a knockout.
Round 4.
So round number 4. See Bohdan Myronets. He's back to us at the moment here, up against Nathan Gorman. Myronets, you would feel narrowly ahead here. Massive underdog. Gorman needs to start letting those hands go. Again, the uppercut and the right hook from Myronets. He was calm and confident yesterday, and he's approached this in similar style. Of course, if he gets overconfident, that may well be Gorman's route to victory. So far, Myronets moving well.
It's too close for Myronets not to get too greedy with his work. They're being blocked, these shots, but it's good effort, and the whole impression is he's pushing Gorman back here. He's the one sort of bossing things, so he's not exactly. But Gorman just needs to pull the trigger a little bit quicker here again. You've got to be careful you don't fall into the trap. If the punches don't hurt, they don't score. That's not always the case.
Still, Myronets is the one, at the moment anyway, stalking Gorman. Looking to land that chopping right hand, then the uppercut again from Myronets is a good shot.
And a good round for him as well, isn't it, Myronets?
Yeah, it's like he's growing in confidence as these rounds are going past. He's put a bit more venom on the shots this round. He's thrown a few more power punches already halfway into this round. And he must be thinking that Gorman's not trying to back me up with any pressure, so if I need a little break, I need a little rest, I'll just create that bit of distance, have a breather and go again.
And what he's not doing here, Myronets, is what you spoke about in the last round. He's not leaning over the front foot in this round, and that's not allowing Gorman to counter.
Yeah, lovely little Mayweather shoulder roll from Myronet there.
And again, the volume is from Myronets. They're not all landing, as Barry said, but he is the one making the impression.
So that's what Gorman got him close there. Gorman can use his physical weight. You got to start, but you got to throw the shots.
And Nathan Gorman trying to use all of that weight. Remember, 23 pounds heavier than he's been. And here's a warning for him for punching around the back of the head. He's trying to make it dirty, trying to get up close and hurt Myronets. Again, he has the shorts pulled up for him.
It's a lovely jab there from Myronet, from the hip as well, just lifting the head up.
Again, the left hook and the right hand from Myronets. Not carrying massive power, but enough to discourage Nathan Gorman. He throws a right hook of his own there.
Listen. Go on then.
So see if we can listen in
Start
here.
upping the pace now, mate. That little flurry, what you just had then, you're on his chest. What I need is when you touch him and you go inside, I need that uppercut, mate. Yeah? Start working in the inside, but everything starts from the jab, Nathan. Do not let me see you on them ropes, not countering or going static. Yeah? All we've worked on are you not tucking up. Nice and busy laterally from the jab. If your feet are in range, yeah? Long range, short, mid range, fire. Walk, pressure with your feet, yeah? Count with your hands. If you're walking yourself in range, let the jab go. Is the second phase there? Yeah? Force your way in. Boom, that gets you there. If it's not there, start again, back on the jab. Come on.
He listened intently to every word, but that message from Nathan Clark has got to get across here. We're halfway through the fight. Myronets, who you'd feel has to be significantly ahead. As we are halfway through, how have you both got it? George, you first of all.
Yeah, I got him 3-1 up. Get Gorman the second round, but I think, you know, it's an uphill battle for Gorman now.
Does feel that way. Barry, do you go along with that?
Yeah, I do, and I just think, you know, Myronets is boxing really well, and you know, he can be tricky and awkward, but I do think the constant backing up from Gorman is not the way to go. Gorman's got good head movement when he wants to, so I think he can come forward and slip shots. People always go on about his power, but I always thought his boxing skills were pretty decent, were always quite good. He has a good jab. Go forward behind that.
Remember that fight against Dubois? There were plenty of good judges picked Gorman because of his boxing ability and his power. It's the sort of level he was perceived at that point. And again against Wardley, but this is where he is right now. At the moment, he is in a battle against a relatively unknown Ukrainian, Bohdan Myronets, in only his 9th professional fight, and Gorman has to dig something out of the fire here.
Well, Gorman's corner was asked him in between that last round to come with a second wave, and it's the right instruction, but you just can't see at this point how he's going to be able to get that second wave off. Especially moving around on the back foot. Takes so much explosive power to change direction from going back to going forward and then come again with a second wave.
It's a bit more explosive than from Gorman.
He's looking for that one shot, isn't he, Gorman? For that, something like that. He's looking for
left hook from Gorman. That will give him a bit more encouragement.
He's looking for that honey shot, isn't he? Looking for you to make a mistake and he whacks you with the left hook or right hand and it's good night. And that could happen. You know, in this division, that could happen any time. But you still got to bank the rounds just in case.
Final minute of round number 5. Myronets not as dominant as he has been, but landed a good uppercut there.
Constantly busy, isn't he? Constantly busy.
He's got like a little 3-punch favourable combination that sort of comes up through the middle and then round the side to finish on the right hand at the orthodox stance. Definitely something that you can tell he probably does week in, week out in the gym on the pads, and it's like second nature to him now. But Gorman hasn't adapted to it. He's getting caught with it almost every time.
But he moves around the body with it as well, doesn't he, Myronets? Really clever.
Seconds to go in round 5, and Gorman needs to make something happen here.
He shoots with left hooks, hit the chest, but that right hand needed to follow through the target there from Gorman.
Well, 3 rounds to go here. And Nathan Gorman is struggling. This is the Bohdan Myronets corner with Igor Mesmer.
5 есть. Послушай меня. 3 раунда осталось. Этот отдадим, и потом 2 нарастим. Не отдадим, но вторым номером поработай, дай себя восстановиться. Каждый раз, когда ты жестко попадаешь, у тебя пауза. У тебя пауза, у него пауза. В этот момент ты должен открываться.
But down to serious business. A little better from Gorman. But Myronets is still the one dominating here.
Yeah, I think Myronets is having just the energy in his work, the combination that George pointed out there, you know, with that right hand uppercut and the right hand over the top. He's just being far busier and he's outbusted Bolton here. He really needs to put a fire under him now. You got to go out there, you got to be assertive. He has the skills, but the will doesn't seem to be there, George, does it?
Well, they're just trying to get those trunks sorted out, taped up here. And it, in a way, it sort of sums up the performance so far. I know he can smile about it, but he's got gaffer tape around his trunks now. And Myronets has 3 rounds. And you feel, you know, if he wins one of those 3, then that will probably be enough. Don't want to start getting all melodramatic here, but Nathan Gorman has 9 minutes maybe to save his career, realistically anyway, because there's a long way back from this. If he loses this kind of fight to this kind of opponent, of course you never say never in the heavyweight division, but it would feel like a very long way back.
It's coming massively uphill, because you're trying to sell him, of course, and and on his day when he's on form, Gorman, he's a hard man to beat. He's shown glimpses. Every time he commits to an attack, Gorman, he has a bit of success. So he can do the work. He's shown he can do it, but he doesn't feel like he doesn't need, he feels the urgency to do it as often as he needs to. As his corner was saying, there's a second phase there. There's a third phase there if you want to really go into it, and he might need that right now in these rounds.
He's coming forward with a bit more aggression here. You wonder how much he's got left in the tank. Has he saved anything here? That's a bit better from Gorman. A smile though from Myronets.
Yeah, I thought Myronets landed a nice good left hook of his own as well.
Yeah, he's feeling good about himself, Myronet. He doesn't want to be too reckless with his low hands. Might get caught. Just leaves his head in a fraction too long. Gorman is still dangerous. He's trying to step on the front toe of Myronet. Referee cottoned onto it.
Gorman's best chance, as we've said earlier on in the fight, is for Myronets to get overconfident and overcommit here and walk onto something. If he's really smart here, the Ukrainian, he might just box his way to victory.
Again, waiting too long there, Gorman, and just clawing with the jab a little bit here. I think he's moving in the wrong direction. He's got to be forward for him now. See that left hook, and he dips his legs and throws the right hand over the top. That'll help him. You're not going to hit the target clean, just enough to stop your opponent from throwing back.
Landed the jab that time, Gorman. A bit more encouragement maybe for him as he gets forward on the front foot.
But you're right, Barry. If he just presses now on the front foot, he's got a lot of weight that he's carrying around, so just to spring into range is going to be hard for him in these later rounds. But if he just keeps pressing forward, just try and trap Myronet on the ropes, maybe in the corner, then he'll have a chance to have some success.
Right hand there from Gorman, that was better. It's been a closer round, certainly round number 6. Left hook from Gorman off the jab there. 2 rounds to go though.
7 coming in. 2 more. Yeah, listen. A lot better. What do we say? We knew this kid feels uncomfortable boxing on the back foot. He moves really well.
He's just slippery, isn't he?
He's slippery, but he doesn't like on the back foot.
Yeah.
At the moment, you're landing a jab and you're scoring.
Yeah.
Perfect. And he puts his foot on the ropes. Let your hands go. Yeah, let your hands go. I want you on the front foot now.
Yeah.
Still lateral movement, still behind the jab with the hit, but walking down. Yeah, remember what we always do with that front foot. Turn. When we pin him, then we fire. Do you understand? Yeah. Everything from the jab, pin him, then fire. Round 7 coming in.
Listen, push forward and get your jab going. The rounds are tight. Push forward and get your jab snappy. Come on.
Well, they're reading the riot act.
Round 7.
2 rounds to go. You got it 4-2, George.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I gave the last one to Gorman. I thought he was better, but you can hear the urgency in the corner. They don't want to panic their fighter, but they're telling him, back him up, move forward, behind the jab. And it's the right instruction for me. It's the obvious instruction for me. I mean, it's easier said than done when you're trying to explain it to a fighter in the heat of battle.
But the thing is, every time he does go forward, just he threw two jabs, made a step forward. He's having success with it.
See the warning there. Final warning from Darren Sargentson, yeah.
I think he's just pushing off with the shoulder, isn't he, when Myronets tries to tie him up.
Gorman needs to get the better of these exchanges. He needs to land something big.
He's got to feed off his own success, hasn't he, Gorman? The right hand there from Myronets. Good work.
He's landed a couple of really good left hooks in this round, Gorman. And Myronet, when he gets caught, he wants to come back in. He wants to land some lever himself, which is actually doing the right thing for Gorman, because then he's back in range for him to get caught with a counter. If you keep pressing him to that front foot like he's doing here, he's having more success.
Yeah, it's better this from Gorman, certainly. Still 90 seconds remain in this round. And if George and Barry's scorecards are right, if Gorman did win the final two rounds, it would at least be a draw, and he may yet nick it. But of course he'll be looking to at least knock Myronets down, and that would change the complexion completely.
He's barely throwing the right hand here, Gorman. So there's one there, actually, but he hasn't. He's barely using that right hand. He's sometimes double jabbing, and that's the perfect place for him there. His feet set to throw the right hand right through the body.
Yeah, Myronets sort of, he's lost his shape a little bit and just lost the idea in the fight. Should have just kept his feet nice and sharp if he can, if he's got the energy to do it, and then just try and catch Gorman at length with the long shots, and then get out of the way of his quick counters.
Good left hook there from Gorman.
Yeah, it's better, isn't it, from Gorman? Myronets backpedaling now. Gorman needs to pile on the pressure. Trying to wear Myronets down here. 1 round to go after this, remember. There may yet be salvation here for Nathan Gorman.
His best round so far, hasn't it, for Nathan Gorman, this. Picked the shots really well in this 7th round.
Well, we move into the final round. Is Gorman going to be the one who finishes the strongest here?
Deep breath.
Let's have a listen in again.
Fucking last round coming in, yeah? Get your jab off, then second phase. You've just hurt him then, didn't you? And you're letting him dance away. Yeah? It's the last round. Empty, yeah? Off. Solid shots, Nathan. You've hurt him to the chest and the head. Do you understand? And that all comes off from the jab. Do you not want you on the back foot anymore? Front foot, walk your way in, off the jab, Nathan. Do you understand?
Last round is good for me.
Yeah. Come on.
Stick it on him, yeah?
Force it now. Come on, let's go. Yeah? Come on. Hey. Everything I mean now. Let's go.
Well, apologies for some of the language that you heard there. Of course, they're under pressure. Entirely understandable. Barry thought I was talking about him for a moment.
Today, final round.
So, the 8th and final round. Looking over at George's scorecard, he's got Myronets 4-3 up here. Would you agree with that, Barry?
Yeah, I would. I think it's sort of bang on, I feel.
Good left hook to the body, though, to start this round from Gorman. What does Myronets have left in the tank here?
He's got to be as light on his feet as possible, mobile. He'll keep those punches nice and long. And every time he throws a shot, you've got to be looking for the way out all the time here, Myronets. And for Gorman, like his corner's been telling for the last 4 rounds, it's got to be pushing forward with the shots.
Right hand there from Myronets. Gorman responding. Yeah, if the plan was, you heard Nathan Clark in the corner, he doesn't like boxing on the back foot, Myronets. Well, if that was the plan, he hasn't had him on the back foot enough. Allowed him to dominate early, and that might yet cost him the fight.
The right hand there from Myronets.
Really good right hand. Pushing Gorman back here. They're asking Gorman to give it absolutely everything here. He might just be fighting for his career, certainly at any kind of level. That dream of a British title right now feels a long, long way away.
The cheeks are starting to puff with Myronet. I think he knows it's all to play for, really. You don't know how some of these rounds are scored. It could be razor tight. Could just come down to this deciding last round.
Exactly, 90 seconds to win it, maybe.
But the whole body damage though from Myronets compared to Gorman.
Nathan Gorman, remember, only beaten twice in those 2 British title challenges. This would be something else entirely. Minute to go. Is there going to be some urgency here from Nathan Gorman?
I don't think he's got the energy. I don't. I think he is. I think he may not mean the weight might be a big factor. It's good right-handed for Myronets. And again.
Moment. Myronets is doing enough to win this final round, but we know Gorman carries that power, and boy does he need it now.
But you've got to let your hands go. What's putting them in the power if you don't let your hands go?
Oh, that's a strong left hand there from Gorman. Myronets felt that.
But where's the right hand to follow it? Where's the follow-up? There's got to be consistency with his work now here for Gorman.
Myronets steps into the fire again. Gorman looking now for a massive finish. A knockdown now might yet win him the fight. Myronets, you think, needs to stay out of trouble, but he's a fighting man and he's going to finish on the front foot. Well, it will go to Darren Sargenson's card. George, how did you score that final round?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask then. Gorman finished it strong. Is that enough to give him the round? I think Myronet was winning the round.
Yeah,
so
I think Myronets won that round.
I think Myronets won that round for me. He's won that fight.
I thought Myronets boxed really well in that last round.
Well, it goes to the card. Let's have a look at some of the action from that final round.
I just think, you see what George Gross was saying earlier on in the fight where Myronets was fall over the front foot, and then he sort of didn't do that in the second half of the round, even though arguably Gorman had the better portions in the second half. That last round there, just throw nice long shots. He got the energy to stay mobile on his feet, and Gorman couldn't close the gap quick enough. And that made me do with the carrying a lot of weight there. I've seen Gorman most of his career. He's a good boxer, and he has more energy than that. And he came up against a guy with loads of energy, and maybe that made him look slower and more ponderous than he normally is. But I think he's carrying too much weight, and there might be a problem there. An issue why he is, but it slowed him down enough to be outboxed by a guy who was light on his feet, not as heavy as handed. He didn't need to be heavy-handed. Just need to pick up the points, and I think Myronets did a great job tonight.
Well, we're going to find out whether that job was good enough. He'll call the fighters to the centre of the ring here. Myronets is getting the t-shirt on before all of that. He needs his sponsors, of course. Darren Sargenson calls them into the centre now, and we can find out what sort of a night it's going to be for Nathan Gorman, Paul Booth.
Ladies and gentlemen, our 8-round heavyweight contest goes the distance. So we call upon our scoring referee, Darren Sargenson, to decide the bout. He has it at 77 points to 76 points in favour of the winner. From